I've been using the HTVRont Auto Press for about a month and a half now, and these are my thoughts, both good and bad. What's going on, everyone? Mario here with Nickel Prints again. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the HTVRont Auto Press. I've been using it for about a month and a half now, and I love it. It's a great entry press, it's easy to use, it has a good sized platen, but while there's a bunch of things that I love about it, there's also a few things that I don't like about it. We're going to sublimate on a hoodie, and we're going to do some HTV on a t-shirt. Aside from the press test, I'm also going to be giving you my 1 month hands-on impression with the press. To start off, let's see how long it takes to heat up to 300 and then 400 degrees. As you saw, it heats up fairly quick. Now let's go ahead and sublimate our hoodie. Now, as we place this hoodie, you can see that there's not much room to work back here. Unfortunately, that is one of the drawbacks to this press. I think that it should have been designed either a little bit taller, where this can lift up a little bit more, or have the platen move back a few inches. That alone would have helped with garment placement. So with a hoodie, it's kind of hard. So what we can do is just place it down through here like that. Adjust it. Gotta look at it down here. There we go. It's a bit more work to place something like a hoodie than I would like it to be. Grab it from both edges and just pull. It's kind of hard to see when you're looking at it from an angle. Also, when you're pressing a hoodie with this press, make sure you take a look at it down here, so you make sure that the actual hoodie isn't on the rail and raised up higher than it should be and touching the platen. If it is, you're gonna end up scorching that part of the garment. We have it placed. Now let's go ahead and do our pre-press. Now when I push it back, it gives me a little bounce back. That's because the hoodie in the back is getting scrunched up in the back and pushing, which causes a problem a bit because now it won't press down. So I guess what we can do is just push it in a bit harder. Still not clicking in. There you go, just push it in fairly hard and then it can press down. Alright. Oh, and another way to be able to fix that is just by being able to thread it through. If we could thread the garment through the bottom, it would be perfect. But you can't because it scrunches up on the rails when you push it in. So let's go ahead and place our image. You push it in there, and now let's press. So it looks like the pressure for the sublimation was perfect. The colors are vibrant, the image is super sharp. There's no ghosting or faded spots. Alright, let's put our t-shirt. T-shirts are obviously a lot easier to put on here. Still gotta look back here to make sure that we're lining it up right. Now let's place our design. Let's try a screen print transfer. Screen print transfers typically need heavy pressure, so let's see how this presses. Alright, that actually came out perfect. So that was a TKO transfer. Now I flipped it around and I'm going to try a Supercolor transfer. Supercolor transfers, I believe, need a bit more pressure than TKO transfers. So let's see how that one works. Now we all know that Supercolor transfers need to be peeled immediately, and that was perfect. So we pressed the hoodie and a couple shirts. We pressed some gold HTV as well as some transfers. One transfer has a bunch of open space on the inside, while the other is a solid image. So let's start with the actual pressing of shirts. The platen it comes with is a 15 by 15, and in my opinion, that size is perfect for most applications. While the size of the platen is great, its placement, I think, could have been a little bit better. As you saw while I was pressing the hoodie, the actual hoodie part got stuck in the back of the platen and got a little bit jumbled up. So that's kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't like that part about it because, like, let's say for winter orders, people want hoodies. It would make it kind of tedious and probably take longer than it should. And this is a size large. Maybe with a small, it would close a bit better, but I can't imagine an extra large or an extra large or even a 3XL. Now, when placing the garment, whether it be the hoodie or t-shirt, I always like to make sure that the collar is off of the platen itself. The reason is because it provides the best even pressure. So when you have the t-shirt or the hoodie pushed all the way to the back, you quickly notice that it's under the heat plate. I always like to feel it and make sure that it's on the edge. With the platen so close, I don't really do that with this because they'll easily get burned. Pressing the shirt, as you saw, is super easy. All you do is hit the R button and wait. That makes it a lot less work than the traditional clamshell press where you have to push down and pull back up. It's not a huge deal for most people, but it is something that's convenient and easy to use. Now, the touch of a button to press, I think, is an awesome idea, mainly for people that don't have enough strength in their arms to be able to push down a platen. Be the reason whatever it may be, some people aren't able to close the platen itself because it's too much force. So being able to press a shirt by just a push of a button is fantastic. As mentioned in my unboxing video, the press has 2 different buttons for 2 different modes. It has the preset modes and the user-defined modes. I found myself using the user-defined modes all the time. I only use my sublimation mode and my regular HTV mode. The preset modes also work great, but I just stick to what I usually use. Controlling the temperature and time is also super easy. It has its dedicated buttons for temperature and time as well. Plus and minus buttons to increase and decrease. Fairly simple to understand. And it's auto button. Now, the auto button I really like. By simply pressing the A button to press a shirt, all you have to do is push in. And it presses by itself. It makes continually pressing shirts that much easier and quicker. The press only weighs 38 pounds. Aside from being so light, it also has 2 handles on the side to be able to move it around easier. In comparison, I have a 16x20 that is extremely heavy. It's a Heatpress Nation Signature Series. I'm not sure how much it weighs, to be honest with you, but trust me when I say to move it from one place to the other, it's a mission. On top of being super awkward to carry, it's also really, really heavy. Now, one thing that I really wish this press had was pressure control. I don't mind the auto pressure. I think it's great. It makes pressing things a lot easier and quicker. I like the control of being able to press as hard as I want. When it comes to things like HTV, I always press with fairly heavy pressure. After pressing HTV on my regular press, I just rip it off and it comes off really smooth. With the auto press, I have had to slow down with the pulling of the carriers off the HTV. It's happened a couple times where I pull the HTV a bit too fast and it pulls off the shirt. Now, that's not to say it's not enough pressure. I personally like heavy pressure. I've always liked pressing things down really hard. As you can see, when I press down the t-shirts, I got really close because I like to see the pattern of the fiber of the t-shirt through whatever material I pressed, whether that be transfers or HTV. That being my personal preference, I haven't had any issues with the pressure of this press. Screen print transfers typically need heavy pressure to be able to press them, and I was able to press both of these without an issue. I have washed and dried t-shirts with HTV on them that still look good and have not peeled. In my opinion, the HTVRont is an awesome press. It is definitely worth the price. While its design does have a few drawbacks, it also has a lot of things that excel that a lot of presses don't have. If I was just starting out in the t-shirt business and I didn't want to go for a bigger, heavier heat press, which to be completely honest with you, that's what I would go for because that's just what I like. I like the big heat press. I like being able to BAM! Press the shirts. But if I was just starting out, if this was just a hobby of mine, if I was just starting off with crafting, if I was dipping my toes in the t-shirt business to see how it goes, I think that this is a great beginner press. Unless you're only doing hoodies. If you're only going to be doing hoodies, it's a bad idea. For 280 bucks, you really can't go wrong with this press. If you're looking to get the HTVRont Auto Press, make sure to check out the description down below. I'm going to have it linked down there, and they start shipping December 10th. So make sure you click that link so you don't miss out. Also, if you know somebody that's been wanting to get into crafting or t-shirts, the heat press would make an awesome Christmas gift. That pretty much wraps it up for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Make sure to subscribe and hit the like button. It truly means a lot. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.